Hello students, welcome to the video tutorial of Informatics Practices for class 12th. Today we'll be discussing the third part of the chapter, more on SQL. As in the previous video tutorials, we have already discussed how to use the order by clause in MySQL, and by using the order by clause how we can provide a custom sort order for our particular table, okay, and also how to use the field argument or the field function for providing the custom sort order. Today we'll be discussing about some aggregate functions that can be inputted over the particular SQL table and how to get a desired result out of those aggregate functions. Okay, so let's begin. First of all, as usual, we enter our password. Let's enter the password first. Move to the databases part so that we can see what are the databases created. Show databases. Okay, we need to use the database school, so use school semicolon, press enter. Now you are with the database school, and inside that particular database you have to search for the tables. Okay, show tables, semicolon, press enter. Now here the list of the tables which you have created in that database. Okay, so the new table which you are seeing here is this EMPL table, which I have already created for the task of today's video tutorial. Okay, so let's see what is there in that particular table. Let's select that table, select asterisk from EMPL. Okay, press enter, and here is the list of the tuples or the records inside this EMPL table. Okay, so we are having these four columns, that is the E underscore number, that is representing the employee number, and then E underscore name, that is the employee name, then job, that which profession they are following there, okay, which post they are at that particular company, and this is their salary, okay, on the weekly basis or the monthly basis, anything. Okay, so now let's try to figure out that how we can provide some aggregate functions over these particular entries of the SQL table and how to get a particular result out of it. Okay. So first thing which we want to do here is we want to check what is the average salary of all these employees. Okay. So for that we need to write this command first, that select, and then the first function, that is the average, which is being used for computing the average of the given data of this, but all the employees and their salaries. Okay, so select, and then we'll add this avg. Avg here is being used for telling out the average. It is a function, and then we need to provide that on which column we want to get the average, and then on the salary column. Okay, select avg salary, and then we will write the name here which we want to display as a column field. Okay, because already you can see here that in this SQL table we are having these four columns: E underscore number, E underscore name, job, and salary. So for displaying the average salary we also need a new column name. Okay, so that is not present here already, so we need to create one column for that. Okay, so that is not a tedious task, very easy to do it. Only you need to write the name of the column here. Okay, let's suppose the name of the column is average. Okay, so let's write average, and then here we are going to write from, and the name of the table, that is EMPL. Okay, semicolon, there you go. Okay, now see, this average is the name of the field which we have given here, that is average. Okay, and now that is providing you the average salary which all the employees are getting. Okay, that means for Smith it is 800, Anya it is 1600, Amit it is 3000. Okay, so based on all these salaries, what should be the average salary of each employee, that is being displayed here. Okay, that is 1721.4287 something. Okay, so it can be the depending upon what the salary you are giving to the employees. Okay, so for a particular company database it gets very important for the employer, okay, to check whether how much salary they are being paid off. Okay, and then particular owner of the company can check how much average salary they are spending for a particular set of employees. Okay, so that is very important here to use this average function. Okay, similarly there can be more functions like that. Suppose if you want to check that how many number of records or how many number of employees are working in that particular company, for that you can use the count function. Okay, so as the name symbolizes, count means for counting purpose. So how we can use it, let's see. Let's write a query like this: select, and then we'll write count, and then in count we'll write asterisk. Asterisk, that means we have to count all the jobs. Okay, or all the employees. Select count asterisk, and then let's write it as total. Let's write it total employees. It is going to give you the data that how many total employees are there. Select count asterisk from, sorry, total employees, and then you need to write which table you are referring to, that is from EMPL. Okay, press semicolon. Here you go. Okay, so total 7 records are being displayed here. You can check also, see number of entries from 101 to 107. So you are having total 7 records here, so that you can refer here. Okay, since the total database which we have used as the database table which we are using as a sample is a very short table here, so we can directly count it from here. But what if there is a large set of data enters inside that table, so you can't count every details. Okay, so what you need to do, you will write this particular command, that select count asterisk, and then the name of the particular field which you want to give, and then from EMPL, and you are going to get the total number of particular employees. Okay, now if you want to count distinct employees, that means if you want to check for each profession how many employees are there, that also you can do. Let's see how. If you are going to write select and then count, and in count if we are going to write distinct job. Distinct, you are knowing that distinct is used for unique characters. Okay, that means if there is any redundancy or the duplication, it will count the duplicate entries as single only. Okay, so if there are 3 4 records of the same name or same profession, then it will count that whole entries as a single entry. Okay, and it will display the result accordingly. Let's try to find out. Select count distinct, and then write the name of the field. Let's take it as job, and then write the name which you want to display as a field. Let's write it as distinct jobs. Okay, and then from EMPL. Okay, now press enter. Now you are having distinct jobs 4. Distinct job force 4, that is going to symbolize that total number of jobs which you are having in your company. Okay, that means total number of posts which you have given. Now you can check here that total number of posts are 4 or not. See, one post is for clerk, one is for the salesman, one is for the manager, and then one more field is there as an analyst. So total 4 professions you are having in this SQL table. Okay, so accordingly it has provided that distinct jobs as 4. Okay, that's very easy, I think. Okay, you can also count the particular jobs also for that, that how many distinct jobs are there and how many distinct employees are there, anything. Okay, according to that. Okay, now let's check another function, that is the max function. So by the name also you can understand, max means for providing you the maximum value, that which particular entry is the maximum here. So for demo purpose, let's consider that if you want to check the maximum salary, which employee is getting the maximum salary among these employees, so you can write that also. Let's check. Write a command like this: select, then write the keyword max, select max, and then the name of the column on which you want to apply this max function, that is we are going to use it for salary. So select max salary, and then that the name of that particular field, let's write it as maximum salary. Okay, and then from EMPL. Okay, semicolon, press enter. Now you can see the maximum salary is 3000. If you want to verify, you can check here also. Among all these entries, maximum salary was 3,000, and that was of Amit, who was assigned as a manager in this company. Okay, so you can see here we're getting the maximum salary. Okay, now suppose if you want to get any minimum amount also, suppose in the salary only, if you want to check what is the minimum salary, so all the things will be same here, only the particular function that is max has to be removed with min. Okay, and then you can write the different column name also. So for example, let's check if we are giving here min, and then from here maximum we are going to replace it with minimum. Okay, minimum salary from EMPL, press enter. Now you are getting the minimum salary. Okay, that is 800. So in this way you can check that which entry is the minimum among a particular column. Okay, so it can be done on single column also, it can be done on multiple columns also, depends upon your choice. Okay, now these were the functions which we commonly use, max, min and all. One more function which can be used here is sum function. Sum means to check uh, that what is the total sum of all the salaries. For example, if an owner wants to check that what is the total amount which he is spending upon his employees per week or per month. Okay, so in that, for that purpose, to fulfill that task, he will be needing a particular calculation of all the salaries, all the sum of the salaries of all the employees. So that also can be done with this SQL. Only write this function sum there and you can achieve that task. Okay, for example, let's see here, select, then sum, and then write the name of the column. For our salary column, we are calculating the sum, so we will write the name of the column as salary. Select sum salary, and then name of that particular field which we want to see here, total salary, and then write the name of the table which we are referring to, that is from EMPL. Okay, semicolon, press enter. Now you are having the total salary which is being given to the employees. Okay, so that means this much amount of salary, 12,050 rupees, is being dispatched to the accounts of different employees. Okay, it is the total sum amount which has to be spent by the owner of the company. Okay, so in this way you can do all those calculations with the sum also. Okay, so what we can basically say that those functions are called aggregate functions because they operate on aggregate of tuples. Okay, so whatever the functions we have performed here, they are known as aggregate functions because they are operating on a aggregates of tuples. Tuples means, you know that tuples means the records. Okay, so it is operating on multiple set of records, so they are known as the aggregate function, and the result of an aggregate function is a single value which you are seeing. Okay, for this minimum salary also you had a single value, for this total salary also you had a single value. Okay, so all these things are considered as the aggregate functions. Okay, are supposed to count total gross for employees of grade into, if you want particular grades to be given to the employees, we can check whether how many particular employees of that grade are present or not. Okay, so all those things it can be performed over that SQL table. Okay, it depends upon the choice which is being referred to the programmer. Okay, or the particular task which we are having to be accomplished. So means already we should be having any particular condition, and that condition is to be implied over this SQL table, and we can derive the result for that particular condition. Okay, and this was about the aggregate functions. Now let's talk about the most important part of this chapter, that is the group by. Okay, so let's see what is group by doing here. As the name again suggests, group by means grouping the columns. Okay, on a particular condition. Suppose if we want to group all the data of this table according to the post of their jobs. Okay, like if you want to check how many salesmen are there, or how many analysts are there, how many managers are there, so all that things can be accomplished using that group by clause. Okay, now let's try to check it. how we can do it. Let's have some demo of all those things. First of all, let's have a look over the table which we are having already so that we get a better understanding. So select asterisk from EMPL semicolon and press enter. Now you can see here that total list of employees are 7 here, and among those 7 employees, see this clerk is Smith is on the post of the clerk, and then Trisha is on the post of the clerk, then Lucky is on post of salesman. So overall, you can see there are two clerks, there are three salesmen here, okay, and one manager and one analyst, okay. So if we are going to group these records according to the jobs, we can have a particular data of that particular profession, okay. For example, let's try to accomplish this by giving a command here, select, and then suppose if you want to write this column name as job, select job, comma, count asterisk, bracket close, from EMPL, and then we are writing group by clause which is to be used here, group by, and let's suppose that we are going to group it by this job field, okay, group by job, and semicolon, press enter. Now see, you can see here what the result is here, that analyst is showing count as 1, clerk is showing the count as 2, manager is showing the count as 1, and salesman is showing the count as 3. That means in your particular SQL table, there are single analyst, only one analyst is there, and two clerks are there, and one manager is there, and three salesmen is there. Okay, so by this you can check the data records that how many persons are working as at a particular profession in that particular company. Okay, now suppose if you want to check whether this, which is also grouping record on the basis of a department number or a particular field, and if you want to check the salaries also, how much salary they are going to get. That means if you want to check, for example, that on different posts how much total salary is being deployed. For example, if you want to check that overall these two clerks how much their salary is to be calculated in the aggregate form, okay. Suppose if you want to see this table, in this table you can see that this Smith is on the post of clerk and it is having 800 salary, and then again Trisha is also clerk and it is having 1100 salary. So total 1100 plus 800, that means 1900. This is the total salary which you are giving for the post of clerk. Okay. Similarly, for the salesman, here it is 1600 and here again it is 1800, and then here it is 1250. So when we will add all these three amounts, you will get that how much amount you are paying for the post of the salesman. Okay. So for that immediate action to take effect at a single task, we can write a query here like this: select the, suppose if you want to check whether the employee number is also present or not, and to trace their record, we can write this: select e underscore no, that is the employee number, and then comma, count, and then asterisk, that means for all, and then comma, sum, and in sum we are giving the column name as salary, and then after sum, that this table name which we are referring to, it is from EMPL, and then group by department number which is there, so we can group by job. Okay, job. Okay, it cannot, okay, we have written this group by at once. I need to give space here for group by. Let's try to do that. Here group by is going to have a space there in between group by job. Let's try to accomplish it. Okay, now see, here you can see that e underscore number is there, 106, 101, 103, and 102, and there are the total counts that how many employees are there. And now we are also displaying the salary. Okay, so for this 106 number employee, the sum for the salary is 2500. Okay, and this for 101 count is 2. Okay, and this 1900. Why this is displayed in this form? Because we have not given the particular name that which we should be shown here. Okay, we have only written this. See, select e underscore number count asterisk some salary, and if we want to check that which post is being given, we have to write that job field also. Okay, for example, if we write like this, select e underscore number this and this, and also if we are going to write the name of the column there, that means here if we want to implement job field, then count asterisk. Let's see what is going to be the output here. Now see, you have got this field also, job. Okay, so on this field you can say that analysts are having 2500 salary. Okay, for the class the total salary is 1900, as we have already discussed. 1100 plus 800, that is 1900. And there is a single manager in this company, so total 3000 rupees is being dispatched for the manager. And for the salesman, you are having the total salary as 4650. So for it's after getting this details of the data, the company owner can understand and then track that how much salary is being deployed to what posts. Okay, so he can understand that the maximum amount of the salary is going for the salesman, because there are three salesmen total working for this table. Okay, for that particular company, and the total amount for them is 4650. Okay, so it can depend that which situation which we are trying to handle here, and we can write the particular entries there. Okay, I think it is very easy to understand. Okay, now we can also do some nested group conditions here, that means grouping on multiple columns. Till now we have grouped only single column, that is here we were doing the grouping on the basis of this job field. Okay, what if we want the grouping to be done on the multiple columns? Okay, so you can do that also, but that we'll be discussing in the next video lecture. So till then, take care students, and also try to revise all the particular SQL entries which we have done. Probably in the next video lecture we'll be ending the discussions over this SQL, because whatever the necessary parts of SQL were there in your syllabus has been already covered. So I think in the next video lecture we'll be completing this SQL of your syllabus of class 12. Okay, so try to revise and try to figure out different examples of your own, and try to check whether you are able to perform the particular task on SQL or not. So till then students, take care. Thank you.